Strange New Worlds has been taking some bold steps in its second season. Whether taking a detour with Spock or setting up James T. Kirk, it's taking some giant strides. The latest big swing we have coming up is a musical episode. Episode 9 will be titled Subspace Rhapsody, and will be a musical episode of Star Trek, the very first. Love or hate them, musical episodes used to be a weird staple of TV shows and were used to justify or provide deeper insight into our characters' thoughts and feelings. So what might be in store with the first musical Star Trek episode, and how's it gonna go? Let's take a look and we'll give you all the details right now. Welcome to Trek Central! I'm your host Captain Jack. No, I won't be singing in this video, thankfully for everybody. Look, I'll be honest with you, musicals are not usually for me, but I'm willing to give Strange New Worlds and Star Trek a chance of this one. I was skeptical about the Lower Decks animated crossover episode, but I found myself pleasantly surprised by the episode and I enjoyed it. I am hoping the musical one can do the same. Let's check out the trailer and see what it's all about. As a reminder, if you want to watch the trailer we are breaking down in this video, then hit the link in the video description below, as unfortunately due to Paramount being very OTT of copyright strikes, we can't show you in the video. Annoying, I know. Okay, engage. Musical episodes usually have an in-episode reason for why our cast is singing. From patients having aneurysms Scrubs musical episode, to a demon forcing people to sing their inner thoughts in Buffy's musical episode. It seems the reason in this episode of Strange New Worlds fits with the sci-fi theme, with some sort of spatial anomaly enveloping the ship and causing everyone to break out into song. As stated, musical episodes allow us to get a deeper understanding of our characters and have a feeling by literally forcing them to sing about what is happening to them. We know this episode will feature 10 original songs by Letters of Cleo's Kay Hanley and Tom Pelosi. However, who each song is sung by and what we'll be dealing with is not known at this point. Let's take a look at what we can find out from the teaser trailer released at San Diego Comic-Con 2023. So this season has a number of long-running character arcs for our characters through multiple episodes, with Spock and Chapel, La'an and Kirk, Uhura dealing with work-life balance and even more. This episode should let us get into the nitty-gritty and hopefully provide some more development on many of these fronts. However, how this episode will contend with this and what it does to tie things together coherently will be a challenge, so we'll have to see how it actually goes. First off, La'an. Early in the season we had the episode Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, or Tomorrow Cubed or Squared, whatever you guys want me to call it, which saw La'an essentially falling in love with an alternate reality, timeline, whatever it is, James T. Kirk. We see there will be a song centered around her and her feelings towards James T. Kirk. La'an can be seen in her quarters giving what seems to be a very emotional performance about how she feels, though it doesn't look like it will just be by La'an herself. We've seen Kirk on the ship, and in some of these clips in the trailer, we see two of them together in a more personal nature. This might be an invitation to their bed, as we do see La'an and Kirk under the covers spending some quality time together. It'll be interesting to know whether this is real, perhaps an element of the song and spatial disruption. We'll see how it goes. Obviously we know their relationship is somewhat doomed due to the prequel nature of Strange New Worlds, but it'll be interesting to see how it develops nonetheless. It is also worth mentioning that La'an's actress, Christina Chong, recently put out some songs of her own. So she has an aptitude for performing some incredible emotional songs during her scenes, and I'm very much looking forward to that. There also looks to be a nice scene between Kirk and Una, maybe centered around being first officers. Kirk was recently promoted to First Officer of the USS Farragut, and Una is known as the best first officer in the fleet under Captain Christopher Pike. So maybe we have Kirk asking Una for some advice on being first officer, and this turns into a song between the two of them. We will see two of them in Proto-Jeffries Tube's access tunnels, which I so like that we'll be using more and more because they're such an iconic part of the original series USS Enterprise, with Scotty being up one nearly every episode. Rebecca Romaine, who plays Una, is a great singer and has sung in Star Trek episodes before, with the short track Q&A, which was actually referenced earlier in the season with her secret love of Gilbert and Sullivan. Perhaps her elements of singing will be Gilbert and Sullivan-esque. That could be a nice callback to the short track as well. It's nice to see by the end of the trailer that La'an and Una are sharing a drink. They were close friends, with Una having been a part of the team that rescued La'an originally as a child, and the relationship was strained a little because of the augmentation issue. They did resolve it in an episode earlier this season, but it seems to be back to being friends, and that's nice. This season had a lot of Chapel and Spock relationship elements to it. This was expertly woven into the most recent episode of Those Old Scientists. So now Chapel somewhat knows that her relationship with Spock is doomed, and his adventures with this human side of himself and embracing that is not remembered by history, and therefore probably won't be around for much longer. The song that Jess Bush's Chapel sings may contradict this fact, wanting to have a deeper connection with Spock, but also knowing that won't work out, so is it worth it to try? She looks quite liberated in a song in the bar area of the Enterprise, so the song could be quite essential for Chapel to get those feelings out of what she's feeling towards Spock. It could even make her realise that perhaps they are better friends than a romantic relationship, or just embrace the now and be more casual about it. Why not? During the chapel song, we all see Ortegas being raised up by someone, and interestingly, Ortegas is in the dress variant of the Starfleet uniform, which is not worn up until this point. We know that Uhura is great at singing, this being a fact since the original series, but one of the very first Uhura-centric episodes in Strange New Worlds had Uhura singing on display to help save the day. And it looks like this might continue in this episode, which is pretty cool. Uhura is shown to have a song in engineering, but for the most part, it looks like she wasn't singing and there is much analysing what could be going on or how it is wrong to fix it. There are some quite nice quotes she says throughout the possibility of this trailer of all of them being on the Enterprise and how it's a good thing for people to sing. Celia Rose Gooding is a well-known Broadway singer who has won awards and been nominated for her work, so it makes sense for her to be very centric in this episode. It could be that the spatial anomaly is triggering a particular emotion to be talked about and resolved, which could be the connective tissue between the different scenes of this episode, with Uhura having to help people through it. Who knows? Talking of this connective issue, another relationship this season, and what we've seen a lot of, is Pike and Captain Batel. We see her on the ship as well, though again, this could be a flashback or a dream, so who knows? She and Pike kiss, and again, Batel has so many death flags on her that it makes sense to give some time to her, so when they do kill her, when, not if, we don't know if it's confirmed, right? So I don't know why Dom's writing when in the script. At this point, there is more emotion for us there as the viewer. Does that make sense? This is not the only element of Pike in this episode, it seems, which is great as we see some absolutely amazing dad-style dancing from the new dad Anson Mount. He dances with Pelia, we see the whole bridge crew even dancing together. It's weird, but also at the same time, kinda great. Klingons have reappeared in the season of Strange New Worlds. We saw them in the first episode, and it looks like not only will we see them in the next episode of Strange New Worlds, look forward to our preview video on episode 8 Under the Cloak of War tomorrow, but we will see the Klingons in the musical episode as well. We see Klingon D7 starships around the spatial disruption, as well as spinning around the Enterprise, so it could be they also have been affected by the singing phenomena. Perhaps we can hear them singing Klingon opera from a Klingon captain in the episode. That'd be cool. Perhaps the Star Trek theme is even better once you've heard it in the original Klingon. Yeah, I said it.
You have not experienced Shakespeare until you have read him in the original Klingon.
Another observation is a horde of red shirts dancing down the corridors. I actually do somewhat hope that we get a song about the struggles of being a red shirt and how all the red shirts are terrified on the inside because of the possibility they might die. It might also be a little too meta. We'll have to see. It's also worth pointing out that the poster of this episode very much invokes an old-style musical poster. The sheet music on the poster looks to play the iconic Star Trek theme, but if you're better at reading sheet music than I am, most likely, let us know in the comments below, because it looks like an iconic Trek piece. So what do you think of a musical Trek episode? Can it work and join the small handful of the successful media musical episodes, or will it be a swing and miss for Strange New Worlds Season 2? Let us know your honest thoughts in the comment section below. Next week we have episode 8, Under the Cloak of War, which will give us some buffer as we prepare for the musical episode 9, Subspace Rhapsody, which is on August 3rd. Keep that date in mind. If you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thank you for watching and we'll see you very, very soon.